Hello, welcome again to your program, Citizens Voice. I am Ambrose Ezo, and I'm glad to know you are there. It's time for you to let your voice be heard on any subject whatsoever. This platform we provide every Saturday just for you. So, as usual, you are free to tell us anything, talk about anything on your mind. By calling us, the numbers will soon be on your screen. Dial and speak your mind. Of course, as usual, many things are on the front burner in our country. Even at the state level, you may decide to stop there, or your local government level. You talk about the farmers' herders attack. We hear that in Taraba State, the death toll has risen to 32. And women are protesting. Women are protesting. Of course, if you link that to what the president said in London recently, that some of those attackers were trained by former Muammar Gaddafi, and now they're ravaging the West African coast. And people are saying, what are you talking about? We don't understand. There are so many issues arising from that. But we're also looking at an angle. Is this issue a socio-economic one or a religious issue? You may want to look at that closely. Of course, the whistleblower policy, the finance minister tells us it has yielded 123 billion naira so far. Wow. And you know that whistleblowers get 5% of the sum recovered through their information. Well, not all get that, but many of them will get that. So it's good news to hear that that policy has brought about 423 billion naira into our coffers. Otherwise, that money would have gone. Okay, the offer bank robbery is also in the news. Details are coming out how the operation was carried out, and the death toll, unfortunately, was still rising. I think we have like 17 so far dead, 11 policemen among them. That's sad, that's sad, that's sad. But the good news is that 20 people have been arrested so far in connection with that. They're still suspects, and we even hear that the ringleader is about 29 years old, just 29 years old. So they describe him as a drug baron, but he's in police net, and we're hoping that justice will be done. We sympathize with those who have lost relatives there, especially the police officer, a woman who we're told was promoted, and she was to celebrate her promotion, you know, with her family and friends, but has now turned to her funeral. Very sad indeed. But the good thing, as I said, the police are on that situation, and 20 suspects have been arrested. Maybe you want to talk about that, and if time permits, we'll look at the solid operation they had, and maybe you want to take a point from that. How was it so easy for them to attack 5 banks at a time, at a stretch, because we hear the operation was going on simultaneously, and nothing was done. Of course, they said they first of all disarmed the police station by killing all policemen on duty. The intelligence gathering of the police is also a source of worry. But these are issues. But not to limit you, you are free to speak your mind, whatever you want to talk about. Just say the way it is without insulting anybody, without using foul language. That's all we ask on this program. For starters, just to jog your memory, let's go back to the farmer herders issue. Do you think it's a socio-economic issue or a religious issue? Let's listen to what people on the streets had to say.
So my own view can be blamed by religious glory. Now, if President Buhari wants to make things better, is in charge, he could have stopped the X-Men not to be going about killing people and other things. I believe it is a Christian that was involved with that now. They could have killed all Christians and burned churches. But now it's involved in Muslim aspect now. People are like, they forget about it, they leave it, they keep it as nothing happened. They will say, I will have a security. Because what is the security doing where they kill everybody day by day? What is he doing in that position? So I blame President Buhari for that. Yes, of course. As say an idle man is a devil workshop. If you have nothing doing, you would like to involve yourself. You don't want to involve yourself in crime, stealing, and other things. Involve yourself in a criminal act and other things as well. But if there is work doing, at least you will not involve yourself doing all this mess. But in today's situation in Nigeria now, where we find ourselves, you after school you find out no job. You try to do small economic skills and yet nothing come up, and you will see what they call it. You have a little things to do. People would like to stop on you. The first is that the society today are to blame, and they are not helpful to the society. My suggestion to the federal government to put a help to the society, to put a help to the graduates, to put a help as well to find a way to help the masses. That is the way I can be able to contribute.
Issue. It's a conflicting issue in the sense that we don't even know who to believe here. The chief of army staff, I think, is General Bruntai. To him, he says it's as a result of anti-grazing law. To Inspector General of Police, he says it's a result of anti-grazing law. But I know before Buhari was born, or anybody was born, Nigeria has cattle. Nigeria has been breeding animals. And it has not been so. If these animals were grazing, I don't know where they were grazing, but I know before this anti-grazing law or grazing law or whatever law you call it, Nigeria has been breeding animals. Nigeria has been producing cattle. And people have been living, and there was no molestation, there's no death, there's no killing. So this is to be believed. The head of state, the president, says that it is invaders from Libya. If invaders are coming to the country to destabilize our nation, our sovereignty, I think he has a lot of questions to answer. Because to him, it means he has failed. He cannot handle it. What is the military doing? What is the police doing? Is the police to maintain peace and order in the country? Even the recent attack in Taraba State, I was made to understand that the Inspector General of Police, Idris, was there in the state, and the attack came. What is up? Are they sleeping, or are they really defending the integrity of the people? That's the problem. So we don't know who to believe. So if this is incompetent to handle the affairs of the country, he should openly tell the country that he cannot, than to lay excuses and then blame the people. You don't need to blame anybody. The people are helpless. They don't have gun. They don't have anything. There was a kind of dance they did in the East, and they quietened the situation. The people were armless. Now, they cannot even quieten the situation. What is the worst of it all is that this issue of kidnap. People were kidnapped. There are reports that as the people were coming back, bringing the girls from Dapchi, that people were waving. They were waving to the insurgents. People were waving for them. And the little girls returned with Ghana bags. What was the Ghana bags for? Did they pack their loads before they left? We cannot explain. So there are a lot of conflicting issues. We don't know who to believe. But I think the masses trust our president. We believe that he should be able to deliver. If he is incompetent, maybe because of too much work or because of his age, he's relinquished office. Mandela is a good example. He's already lived for one tenure. And then relinquished office. Mugabe saw that he could no longer continue. He resigned. Zuma saw that he cannot continue. He resigned. He can equally resign.
About the Fulani herdsmen, my comment is that, you know, Igbo people is doing business, and when they go to a state, they give the land to build their shop. You understand me? And Yoruba people is doing business. When you go to a place to demand a land for the government will give you. So I didn't see anything bad for give the Fulani men a garage where they will settle their cow. No, that is not the reasoning. The reason of hunger is not something you can say is permanent. In Nigerian situation, somebody can tell you that he's hungry, but it's already okay. You say he's hungry. That's in Nigeria for you. You are not specific in this country. You have to tell yourself the truth. You understand me? The Fulani herdsmen, what they are doing, but the information I'm having is that all those cows is not only Nigerian cows. Some is from Burkina Faso, some is from Niger. So what governments have to do is to know the particular one that belongs to Nigeria, the cows. So for the instant now, the killings is too much for this very Fulani herdsmen. It's too much. Just no, there's nothing like there is just something in this country yet. Because in terms of election, they cannot differentiate that you're Muslim or Christian. There's nothing like that. That is political statement. This is religious, it's political statement. It's not that is not religious. It's not like that. The solution to do for the clashes, at my own understanding, because we are one in this country, we are one. And let me put my own mind. The problem we're having is these different languages. Let assume we have Hausa teaching in Onitsha, on Igbo land, teaching Hausa language. We have Igbo teaching in North, teaching Igbo language. We have Hausa teaching in Lagos, teaching Hausa language. All this thing will not happen. When the language circulated, it was that we are one country. God is the one that joined this country, not a human being. So for problem or something like that, anybody who has this problem will see the problem. So for me, the issue is not for some people that are saying it's because of political or the kind of belong to the presidents. It's not like that.
Okay, you've heard them, people on the streets talking about the farmers' headers clash, whether it's a political or socio-economic issue. I apologize for the background noise there. It was on the streets. Try and get it under control sometime next time. Okay, I just read a piece from what the presidency is saying here about the same issue. These gunmen were trained and armed by Muammar Gaddafi of Libya. When he was killed, the gunmen escaped with their arms. The problem is not religious, but sociological and economic. But we are working on solutions. Now, other issues are arising from that, if you ask me. If these people, do we mean, or does the presidency mean that these were Nigerians trained by Muammar Gaddafi when he was alive, or Libyans or other foreigners trained by Muammar Gaddafi when he was alive, and now he's dead? They escaped from Libya and came into that. Just one of them said there, that means we're talking of invasion from foreigners. And if foreigners have invaded our land, is it a normal situation? Is it something we should laugh over? Is this something we should gloss over? Are we saying that Nigerian herdsmen can also go to foreign countries and kill people and go away with it? Why is our own case different? These are issues arising from the explanation from the presidency. If you are aware that there are foreigners trained by a former leader, and now you know they are here and causing havoc and mayhem, do you pamper them? That's the question that has not been answered. Do you pamper them? 32 people, that's the recent figure from Taraba alone. 32. These men were armed by a former leader, yes. Now they have invaded your country. Do you shake hands with them? Well, it's up to you. Let's hear what you have to say on that. Of course, you know the president has also indicated his interest in running for a second term. People are still talking about that. You may want to tell us what you think too. Should he run? If you say so, tell us why you think he should run. Constitutionally, he's qualified to. Yeah, no doubt about that. But people are looking at performance, looking at other issues. Don't you think he should just hand over to somebody? That's what some people are saying. Let's hear what you would like to hear what you have to say about that too. If he shouldn't run, in your own opinion, tell us why too. The reason is important. That's why I want to hear your reason. So it's not just enough for you to say, no, he shouldn't run. If you say he shouldn't run, tell us why you think he shouldn't run. If you say, yes, he should run, tell us why you think he should run. Okay? These are part of the things you can discuss today. I think the numbers should be on the screen by now. So please call us and let's hear what you have to say. We're waiting for your call. It's Citizen's Voice, and you are the citizen we are waiting for. Okay, of a bank robbery. Saw the account there. I just take that while we wait for your call. Unconfirmed reports said that no fewer than 11 policemen and women and 22 civilians lost their lives in that gory operation. Now, the incident, the robbery incident, which is the fourth in the town in the last 10 years, and this is the bloodiest so far. The operation lasted for more than 1 hour. Gunshots rent the air as the robbers raided the bank simultaneously. It was gathered that some agitated members of the public hurled stones at them, but they gunned down 2 of them. Of course, they had to stop. An eyewitness said that 2 men in black and white tracksuits led the gang of armed robbers, most of whom have been in their 20s or must have been in their 20s. He said he was in a music shop opposite the police station when he heard the gunshots. Now, this is what struck me, if you ask me. About 13 of them came, and 4 of them stood at the Owode Market T-junction, controlling the movement of vehicles on a major road. Armed robbers controlling vehicles on a major road. Now, 3 others positioned themselves adjacent to the police station, while another 3 stood in front of the police station. Wow. They did not seem to be in a hurry, as they were more than 1 hour. They spent more than 1 hour carrying out their operation. I'm talking of their positioning. 3 positioned themselves adjacent to the police station, while another 3 stood right in front of the police station. Of course, the report continued that before this, they had ransacked the police station, killed all 9 police officers on duty. That's what the report is saying. Investigations revealed that the armed robbers killed all the police officers they met at the station, except the ones that managed to escape. So that may justify their boldness. But to stand on the road, on a major road, directing traffic, and then position yourself in front of a police station, another set adjacent to the police station, shows the kind of confidence they had. It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable. Of course, they said they were about 50 in number, and they robbed 5 banks at the same time. Now, that brings to question what our security network is like, if you ask me. Now, another point that was revealed is that the guns the robbers brought, according to this eyewitness, could take 90 rounds of bullets at a time, but the police own, it says, ours can only load 30 of such bullets. So if our men had confronted them, they would have been overpowered. Okay, we have Peter on the line. Hello, Peter. Let's hear you. You're welcome. You're welcome.
If really he believes that they are doing a favor, why did this happen in our country? Why did he not fight themselves together?
Can you move back a bit from your TV set so that I can hear you clearly, please? Just move a bit away. Yeah.
If the president really believes that you follow the justice that favor the president, why did he abort the things about voting? Allow them to be killing our president? Why did he not fight the president? Is he not the president of the country? And it's at times the same back to the second time again. If you come up with the second time, these people that are killed, that's my question.
Oh, Peter, I'm sorry. You are sounding loud where you are, but it's distorted here. I know I heard presidency. If the president... Can you take your question gently? And I don't know.
You allow the president to be in Nigeria and coming back the second time. People that are killed and
Moses, can you translate that for me? Can you paraphrase what he has just said to me? Is it possible? Because it's woolly here. The herdsmen. What's your question about the herdsmen? I'm sorry, I can't hear you clearly.
I'm talking about the herdsmen. Concerning the language the president said that the government that not paying them off.
Yes.
Why did he allow them in this our country to be killing our own citizens?
Okay, I see. That's the question we are asking too. That's the question we are asking too, Peter. Yeah. If you know they are foreigners. Okay. Thank you, Peter. Thank you. I think the question is clear. Yes, that's what everybody is asking. As we said some time ago on this program, when Ghana had such a problem too, a challenge, they took a stand. They took a stand. I remember watching that news where the security agencies gave them a deadline to relocate, to move out from that area. And they were pleading for 2 more days or something like that, you know. But the people, the soldiers, the security outfit said, no, you must move. And they obeyed, and that matter ended. Now, I don't think the killing was even as much as we have here. But now, lives are being lost here almost on a weekly basis by herdsmen or attackers. And our government is telling us that some of them are foreigners trained by Libya's former leader. And the acknowledgement of that fact alone is disturbing. Because if you have identified these people and you know who they are you saying they are welcome, they are allowed to do what they are doing in our country? Can Nigerians do similar things outside the country? Can our herdsmen also go there and rampage the area? Is that what the presidency is telling us? That is the unanswered question. You know who they are. Are we shaking hands with them? How do we deal with them? Are they welcome in our land to do what they like? And if you want to stretch that further, you're asking for ranches all over the states for foreigners so that they will not kill. Who are the herdsmen? Who are the herdsmen we are talking about? It needs to be clearly defined, and that's why people are worried. Let's hear you. Let's hear what you have to say. That should not just be in case that's not what's on your mind. Please feel free to speak what's on your mind. Don't be restricted in any way. That's just one of the issues on the front burner. You are free to say what you want to say. It might not be about herdsmen. That's what we are saying. It could be political, social, even the cleaner Lagos issue. Maybe that's what is disturbing you. You want to talk about it. That is what this program is for. Whatever is on your mind, disturbing you, you want to talk about it, please do so. Don't be restricted. All we are saying is be decent in your presentation. Don't insult anybody or any institution. Whistleblower policy has given Nigeria 123 billion naira so far. Wow. 123 billion naira. That's according to the finance minister. And that's a good record if you ask me. So the policy is working. The policy is working. Okay? The president to run again constitutionally is qualified. Yes, he should, since he says so. But the citizens are asking, why would he want to run? We're not satisfied with the performance so far. But the other side is saying, look, he's doing very well. I read something here that said, if we have another 4 years of Buhari's administration, this country will be a new place altogether. Maybe you want to agree or disagree with that. We ask you to call the numbers on your screen and share your views with us, okay? Constitutionally, as we said, he's qualified to run, but looking at performance, you want to say something? Do you think he has done well enough to have a second term, or you should advise him not to? The opposition is saying, of course, he shouldn't because he has not done much as expected. But those who are following the economy will tell you what has been done, foreign reserves going up, the indices in the economy showing that we are gradually de-emphasizing oil. Other products are coming up. Okay, we have, who's that now? Brimo? Hello? Solomon. Okay, Solomon. Yes, Solomon.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Yeah, my name is Solomon. I just want to contribute concerning what is happening in Nigeria.
Go on.
I will lay emphasis on the Quran and the Spanish.
Okay.
Yeah, initially when I came to Nigeria, I discovered that the president or the government, let me say president of the government, is negotiating with the Boko Haram.
Mm-hmm.
So I later now discovered that the government in Nigeria doesn't have control over what is happening in this country. Why negotiation? Like now, for example, I'm having business with this factory and I'm negotiating with you. The most business is for me to come to your office. That means I know what is happening. Now, think of foreign investment. How come foreign investment can have AK-47? So now our government is supporting what is happening. Nigeria is not valuing the life of. When I came to Nigeria, let me just use the NAFTA for yourself. If Nigeria is valuing the life of others, when you test me around in this country, it's very poor. Now, NAFTA didn't care to share what is happening. government negotiating with Boko Haram, that means there must be tendency that, yes, government is supporting what is happening. So the negotiation, that means the law, the human rights need to sue the government. So I'm very, very sad what is happening in my own country. I am very, even though over there in US, I'll be very shy to tell my people that I'm from Nigeria because they're calling me Boko Haram. It's so very embarrassing because what is happening in Nigeria is very, very poor. So we should think that, yeah, we should value life. Now, I was telling one of my friends last time, we fought in Niger, and what is happening, it was so very war-free. So things of it like this now, the NAFDAC need to check that, okay, this is what is happening. Now, if NAFDAC want to approve any drink, the company will provide the quality one for them to taste. And they will not even care to go and check that this is what is happening, that what are you providing for the Nigerians? Because then they have tested the quality one. Now think of all those minerals and those drinks, it's too very sugary. They're giving nonsense to fellow Nigeria. But my major focus is governments negotiating with Boko Haram. That means the more tendency that they are in support with this. When I have an opportunity to involve some U.S. agents, it's going to be a little issue that this is what government is doing, and this is why them also are involved in this. Because X-Men cannot just get AK-47. Because last time, one of my friends, they killed his brother and they bombed their house. And they always come in the night to attack them. So our government are in support of this. So that is what I can say. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Solomon. Thank you, calling from Mikoyi. Okay, government negotiating with Boko Haram. It says it's not proud to be called a Nigerian because the image is, dented somehow, especially outside the country. Well, that's the situation on ground. When we talk of negotiation, remember it's in respect of the children who are held. The negotiation came in right from Jonathan's time. The issue has been, do we use force? I'm talking of the military now. Do we use force or we negotiate? And the negotiation came in from the angle of safety for the children. Because if you go to war, i.e. you want to use force, there are chances that some of those you are trying to save will be killed. There's no doubt about that. And nobody can predict the casualty figure. So supposing you end up killing all of them or leaving only 5 of them, the question at the end would be, why did you do it at all? Because the lives we were trying to save, have been lost. So that's where negotiation came in. But recently, maybe that's what you're talking about. The government said if some of them surrender, they repentant, that was the word they used, repentant Boko Haram members. If they say, okay, no more violence, we are sorry, let's come back and join forces to build our nation, that is ready to grant them amnesty, to forgive them. If you look at it again, it's not too out of place. It's not too out of place. After all, what do you gain from wars? You don't gain much from wars. If the people you are fighting or who are fighting you now surrender on their own and say, sorry, let's forget it, you might want to reach an agreement. Hello. Okay, you're welcome. Yeah.
I will not want that. We not come from next one. Nobody will put down. And let's move the go put down and start. For me, nothing. I come here, you never see my book for inside. When they say don't transfer far to right up, you fight. Because now if the structure is really not one. Yes. When they put up, you structure like a food. Because they don't do anything.
Okay. Okay. All right, Ibrahim. So you don't believe that you don't believe the herdsmen are from outside the country? They were trained from outside the country. Okay, that's your view, and you are free to hold that view. I agree. Many people will not agree with you. I mean, will agree with you that they couldn't have come from far away Libya and be terrorizing our country. Because if that is the situation, you are saying that our country is open. Anybody can come and do whatever he or she likes in our country. And that, I don't think that is the security stand of the government. That anybody can just invade this country and nothing is done. And you are saying they were trained by this. If you know that they were trained by Gaddafi or whoever, what are you doing about it? Are you saying they are welcome in our country, doing what they are doing? That is the question that has not been answered. Hello, Solomon.
Yeah.
You're back?
Yeah, I'm back.
Okay.
This is a big voice to say, and we need to say something so very genuine to help other Nigerians. I'm sorry, probably I'm not that focused on things, but no matter it, even though when I'm over there, I watch what is happening in Nigeria. I would like to lay emphasis. Let's just forget about the terrorists. Can you hear me? Let's just forget about the terrorists on itself. It has been done for so long, like all that, the Shibboleth girls and what is happening. So now, what is there is that please and please, the government, or let me just say the TV station, the traditional media, to help us cross-check what is happening to NASDAQ. You understand? I am not comfortable with all these things. Now I have spent like 1 month, but I am not a foodie type. I love taking some drink and some little snacks. But the minerals in Nigeria are very poor. I don't know whether you take me around. Check all those that drink. It's very poor. Now that should recheck them. They should even, if possible, they should give them quality of things you can mix up to give the Nigerians. How will you give me sugar? Now, think of this. Nigeria is a very peaceful country. There's no war. If not all those terrorists that is bringing issues. Now, like unlike Florida, there's a heavy flood that affected people over there.
Yeah.
So you see that whatever that happened, people raised voice and started, showing a lot of things, war just came in. So now, Nigeria, whatever that is happening, Nigeria is a very peaceful country. It's just that they are trying to bring all those religious, it's a religious problem. I can tell you it's a religious problem. Because you can just tell me that governments are trying to negotiate. Why are you negotiating with them? Satan is not a gentleman.
Yeah, but what of the children involved? The children, they are trying to save their lives. If you don't negotiate, how can you guarantee that they come back alive?
Okay, now, children that are trying to negotiate.
Yeah,
that means the government knows the center of the Boko Haram. Why are you going there to negotiate? Why can't you take the security agents to go and rescue them? You mean that the government in Nigeria cannot save people? So Nigeria is too big enough. How many population? There are continuous population. Are we more than Indonesia or China? But there is pure security there. So Nigeria, they lack the value of taking care of humans. The security is very poor. Now think of this. Now I was thinking that Buhari, that is a armed forces man before he joined the president. My major focus that when it came to the throne, I was thinking that he's going to handle security. But we have poor security in Nigeria. You mean Nigeria cannot protect people? But well, that is not they did that done, but they should talk to NAFDAC. They should talk to NAFDAC, they are not doing their job. The company will provide food thing for them, they will consume. At the end of the thinking that they are giving to Nigeria, so they are giving poor.
Okay.
So you just arrive at the airport, you just take mineral, I think this is rubbish. It's not done in other countries. We are not protecting our lives there. We should just stop about all this grammar. Nigerians are not, the security here is very poor. So, very soon everybody will start changing nationality. So thank you so much.
All right, Solomon, thank you. Thank you. Okay, he's still insisting that we have poor security networks, and who knows, maybe that's why the government needed $1 billion, yes, to beef up the security, make it what it should look like, ideally. We hope so. We hope we'll see the results, because if Nigerians see results, in whatever is being done, if you ask me again, they are the easiest people to govern, The Nigerians will not probe, in quotes, if the normal things are there for them. That's what I see. I stand to be corrected. But if you give Nigerians the basic things they need from you, nobody has time to start looking under what's happening. That's what I see, and that's what I believe. I stand to be corrected. So give them the basic, what they want. If we see improvement in the security networks, Nigerians will not ask how much is being spent, for example, because they are seeing the results. The result will take over every other issue. But when they don't see results, that's when they ask questions. Okay? So $1 billion for security, beef it up, make it what it should be, make Nigerians safe, handle herdsmen who are invading our country from other countries, as we hear. I think they will smile again. Okay, we still have around 12 minutes to go on today's program, Citizens Voice. Every Saturday we're here, 12 o'clock. You have something to say. Nobody has said anything about cleaner Lagos. Is Lagos getting cleaner, or the other way around? We would like to hear from you, because this requires, if you like, daily monitoring. Let the government know what is happening in your own area. Whether Vision Scope or Loma, is Lagos getting cleaner? The Cleaner City project, is it happening in your area? What do you see? Because that is where health begins from. If you inhale all the rubbish and stench, it could lead to other things. Epidemic could continue from there. We see heaps of refuse here and there. Is it better in your own area? Somebody pointed out last week, not here, that in VI and the Lekki area, it's not as worse as we have it in the mainland. Maybe you want to speak on that. Is it true? Talking about refuse now. Talking about refuse. I don't know. Hello, Solomon. You are back.
Yeah. I would like to speak concerning the cleaner Lagos that trying their best, unlike Banana Island that we have.
Okay.
A lot of things are doing very fine. Okay. Lagos State is trying to put things in order. Despite the fact it has made a lot of people so haphazardly in terms of their business. Because by expanding the road, they are freeing others away. It's not easy for Lagosians and precisely Nigeria. And please, I believe this program is not limited in this studio, because I want NAFDAC to hear from me. I'm very, if you can give me details about how to meet their controller, I can be able to meet up with them. So because we can't just watch. That is why you see that cancer and tumor is affecting a lot of Nigerians. You check it out, because all the things is affecting them a lot. Please, I am focusing on it, so that now raising billions of naira for the security. I have a friend that is an army. They cannot shoot gun anyhow. But Mopos, they can fire their bullets anyhow. Why is it that they are under victim of Boko Haram? That is that Boko Haram kill them. Unless your guy commands you, you cannot shoot. So they should raise a lot of bullets for them, so that they can be able to fire without even, because once I focus you are my enemy. And nobody control you or give you order to fire me. So why will I wait my boss to give me order? That is why I love more boss than the army. So please, government should be able to release a lot of ammunition to them, so that they can be able to release it to the enemy without even giving order. Why will you give order and they are going to kill you? So that is why a lot of things is happening to the army. So this city voice, I will connect, even though I will travel, I will still connect with you guys, so that I can be able to focus on my major focus, whether Boko Haram, whether elsewhere, is none of my business, because I know God is going to take charge. Very soon it will become a mystery that some terrorists affected Nigeria, because it's going to stop.
Okay.
But my major focus is please connect me with NAFDAC. Please, they're not doing their job at all.
In terms of regulation.
Okay.
Pardon? In terms of regulation of what we eat and drink, right?
Yes. Yes. At the end, I want to come and register my company, and at the end, it's okay. Bring your goods. Bring your products. I will go and make quality one for you. You test it. Oh, fine, approve. And at the end, I will start missing things that will affect others. I don't know whether it's tested minerals. Just try all this. I'm not even focusing on coke only. Minerals consist a lot. So just try to test it. It's very, very... Now, to be sincere with you, if I look for a number of 3 crowd, I bought 3 crowd. When I open this 3 crowd, to be sincere with you, it's just like water. What is rubbish? Because to seal it, I can't be able to open before buying. This is why we are giving ourselves things that is not okay. So please, if you can connect me, pick up my number, give me NAFDAC direction, I will speak with them because they're not doing their work. That is my focus is NAFDAC. Okay.
Okay, we'll tell the producer to see if that can be done. But do you know their office at Oshodi?
The office is also Oshodi?
Yeah, NAFDAC. It's very popular. Yeah. Once you get to Oshodi,
okay?
Yes, Oshodi, okay. As you come down the bridge, on your left-hand side, if you're coming from your side now, that's their office there, very popular. You can ask anybody there to show you NAFDAC office. Yeah.
Closer, there's one pharmacy closer to.
Yeah, NAFDAC office.
It's okay, it's okay.
Yeah.
It's okay.
All right.
Okay. Get in touch with them so that we can be able to help Nigeria. Like I say, God revealed to me, Nigeria government and its support of all those things. So we should stop grammar that this is what it is, this is what it is. Our government and its support with it. And one day the angel of death will strike them down. Because all those little babies taking their life and whatsoever that is happening in this country is nothing. Because
okay. All right.
Concrete.
All right, Solomon.
Thank you for the program, and I really enjoyed the super screen.
Thank you.
I've gone to this station ever since I came.
Thank you.
I strongly anticipated that I will save this number every Saturday, right?
Yes.
Yeah, even though I travel, I'll connect with you guys.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
So one love Nigeria. So please, you guys should help us in Nigeria. If not, everybody will change Nigeria nationality.
Okay.
And even though you will change. If you have opportunity to choose country, I know you will not choose Nigeria.
No, I will still choose Nigeria because it's divine.
Thank you so much. I will not come back again, and bless every one of you. Long live Super Spirit.
All right. Thank you very much, Solomon. Thank you. Have a nice day. Okay. Thank you. He's calling for the 3rd time, raising different issues, but vital. Now, NAFDAC is on the front burner for him. The regulatory role, what we eat and what we drink, should be approved. Of course, don't forget the problem of fake products too. The companies might be producing the right thing, but the fake producers are there too. But of course, it still boils down to monitoring. That's NAFDAC again. They should go around. It's a huge task, thinking about the country. I remember years ago, we had reports of fake Guinness, yes, being produced in an uncompleted building. Yes, I remember that. And other products too. So it's not just the drinks alone. There are many products that are faked. Yes, that is true. But as he says, their duty is to monitor. You go to the shops, to the stores from time to time and see how you can regulate and identify the fake ones. Of course, Son is also doing a lot in other areas, trying to fish out the fake products, especially those imported. So it's a continuous job. So that call for NAFDAC, it's crucial. They should wake up. If they don't have enough manpower, people are unemployed, get them on, and let's do the job. I think that's for the safety of Nigerians. Now, regulatory contents. I know not too long ago we had that problem. It was in the news about the sugar level in the drinks, and the government spoke, defending them, talking about the popular ones, and that they are okay, that they are healthy. Of course, they now have the zero sugar too, so the choice is there for people. If you want the ones with sugar, you take. The ones without sugar, you can take. Okay, but regulation is important. Separating the fake from the originals, I think it's important. So NAFDAC, you have a job there to do. Please don't relent. Don't relent. Okay? About 4 minutes to round up now for today. We want to hear from you. Nobody has said anything about the president's intention to run. We're not saying whether it's right or wrong. Yes, he's qualified to run. He has that constitutional provision to run for a second term. But the question is, if you want him to run, what reason will you give? If you don't want him to run, what is your reason? That's what we're looking for. That's what we're looking for. Some people who have spoken about that, for example, say that, yes, if we can give him another 4 years, he's going to change this country. Others say, no, we've not had anything, especially when you think about security and so on and so forth. But those who are studying the developments will give you facts to prove that a lot is happening for the better. Okay, but if you want to talk about that before we close, right, let's hear you. The Boko Haram issue is still there, negotiating or not negotiating. Is it right to negotiate? Is it wrong to negotiate? Somebody has raised that. You want to talk about the socio-economic or religious implications of herdsmen and farmers. The question is, and it's still worrying many people, how many herdsmen have been tried or arrested and tried and convicted for their crimes? Or do they just attack and run back to Libya or wherever they come from? Who got them armed? It says from Libya. How many years ago? Ibrahim, how are you?
You talk about the dusty. Yes, that's right. It's our pushing sign. Dusty everywhere.
Dirty everywhere, ba?
Everywhere. The fire and go off.
Okay. So Lagos is not clean as it should be. Okay. Okay. All right. Thank you, Ibrahim. Mushi area is not clean enough. That's what he's saying. Vision Scope or LOMA. I hear there's a LOMA intervention program. I don't have the details how it works, but whether it's LOMA or Vision Scope, all people are interested in again is the cleanliness of the city, especially since the government is harping on that. If you want Lagos to be cleaner, then they've got to work faster. The pace at which they are going now, not good enough in most areas. But somebody called from Banana Island and said that they are doing well. They're doing well there. I think Solomon, yes. They are doing well there in terms of cleanliness. So you see, it differs from area to area. So what is happening in your own area? We have just 2 minutes to go. So the last caller is the person we are expecting now. If you are ready dialing, please talk to us, and we are going to round off on your note, your contribution. We're waiting for the last caller for today's program, okay? Is it the headsman? Is it the president running for a second term? Is it the offer robbery? How the robbers took over the town, as it were? They were in charge of traffic on the major road from reports on the papers. They even, took position right in front of the police station and very close to the police station. That is sordid, if you ask me. How could that happen? How could that happen? They ended up, according to the report, killing all police officers on duty except those who were able to escape. That's sad. That's sad for our country. And one of the policemen who refused to be named said the robbers are better armed than them. The instance cited here was that while the robbers' guns could carry 90 bullets, that of the police can only take 30. So assuming you start firing at each other, yours, that's the police bullet, will finish before that of the robbers. So automatically, the robbers have an upper hand. And one begins to ask, in this day and age, Why would such guns be left for people who man such strategic institutions like the banks, knowing full well that those who are likely to attack the banks are sophisticated in terms of arms? Some of the doors we hear were blown up by dynamites planted by the robbers. So the security agencies need to take care or look again at that and do something better. Okay, there's no other person on the line, so we've got to sign off here for now. We want to thank you for the wonderful company, Ibrahim, Solomon, Peter. Thank you so much for your calls. Let's do it again same time next week. 12 o'clock, God willing, we'll be here to give you that opportunity to speak up and speak out on any subject, on any issue whatsoever. And look around you. Is there anything to be corrected? Is there anything to be amended? That is our duty. Let's keep talking. Let's not keep quiet. One day, those who govern us, who rule us, will take note and do something good. That's our hope, and that's why Citizens' Voice is here. I am Ambrose Ezewani. Thank you again for the wonderful company. To the wonderful team here in the studio, my thanks. Brighten up the face with some smiles, and if you see someone without any, give him one of yours. Bye-bye now.